Yo, long time no see, we're back in this room again. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you some reasons to choose e-commerce over the thousands and thousands of other businesses that you can choose from. Why e-commerce? Why do I love e-commerce, and why do so many people decide to choose e-commerce over starting an ATM business, going directly into real estate, doing other side hustles? There's tons of side hustles out there. There's new businesses popping up every single day and ideas getting shared across the internet every single second. So why choose e-commerce? Great question. And now I'm going to give you 4 of the biggest reasons to choose e-commerce right now in 2021 and going forward. So let's jump right into it. So reason number 1 is going to be scalability. What makes e-commerce so great is it utilizes the internet. Now, almost everybody has access to the internet. You're watching this video using internet. So everybody that has access to this video also has access to the internet. The adoption of internet is widely spread compared to something else. There are obviously countries that don't have internet and are undeveloped. Now, those countries, they don't have a big GDP, or their country is not wealthy enough, so it doesn't really matter in terms of e-commerce. But the majority of countries that have a high GDP, people, working class people, middle, rich, poor, and all that, you have access to the internet generally. And what makes scalability so great when using the internet is you can sell to anybody in the world. You're in the United States, you can sell to China, you can sell to the UK, you can sell to France, Germany, Spain, you can sell to Africa. Using the internet, you can sell to anywhere in the world. That's what makes e-commerce so great, is you have the scalability to sell anywhere in the world versus something like a ATM business or some sort of business that relies on your location. E-commerce, you have access to with local businesses, you can only have access to the customers and people around you within a certain mile range. You're not going to be traveling 50 plus miles just to service a customer. So that's why e-commerce is so great. You are utilizing sales, marketing to sell products using, services, delivery services like USPS, UPS, FedEx, and all other delivering services to deliver products that usually customers buy from your store or your marketplace profile, and then it gets directly shipped to their home. So reason number 2 now is you're going to learn a lot of skills with e-commerce. Now, when running an e-commerce brand, now I'm referring to Shopify, because the Shopify model definitely requires the most amount of work, and it's the closest to a real e-commerce brand like Apple, eBay, Walmart, and etc. You're gonna learn, first of all, Photoshop skills to create your images, create ads. It could be photo ads, it could be Instagram influencers. You're gonna be using Photoshop, you're gonna use Premiere or any other video editing software. You're going to learn all these skills, especially copywriting and then marketing. These are very, very well paid skills. If you can drive profitable sales, you're done. Like you can sell anything. If you can sell to anybody, you're going to be well off, because the sales is super, super important and super, super profitable, because it essentially means you can sell anything to anyone. Now, some people may think that you can sell junk to other people, but it's up to the person that has the skills and what he chooses to do with it. So don't think that somebody that is good at sales is automatically bad because you can sell junk to people that are uneducated. So let's jump on to the 3rd reason now. The 3rd reason for choosing e-commerce over any other business model is going to be the low barrier of entry. Now, low barrier entry is good and bad. Now, the good part about a low barrier entry is you can test an idea inside. You can run ads. You can run a few $100s worth of ads and see where your product goes. See what kind of marketing skills that your product does it get sales? What are customers saying about the product? You can test this with a few $100s on Facebook ads, Google ads, and all other advertising platforms. The barrier entry is super low, and to test an idea or to test a product is rather low. That makes it really, really great if you have a bunch of ideas. You want to find winning products and products that you can create a brand around. But there is also a con to a lower barrier entry. That means that anybody, their mom and dad, their grandpa, grandma, can do e-commerce. Now, that is a bad thing because that increases the competition, but that also is good because at least for the people that are skilled at what they do, the people that just join usually just quit. The competition is nothing to them because if you know what you're doing, you shouldn't be afraid of the competition. It may get saturated, but it's never ever saturated enough to not make a profitable living off e-commerce. Now, the fourth reason, and probably one of my favorite reasons why I started e-commerce, is you get to build a real life brand. Now, think of all the other brands that you know of: Samsung, Apple, eBay, Walmart, Best Buy, Sam's Club, Costco. These are all e-commerce brands that sells online. They also have, some of them also have physical stores, obviously. They sell mainly online to customers. And what you're creating, at least with Shopify, is you're basically creating a tiny version or a mini version of Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon, because first of all, Amazon started as an e-commerce brand. That is really great because first of all, the low barrier entry, you can test products, test your idea. If it takes off from there, which Amazon did, then they can branch out to physical stores. That's what they're basically doing in the past few years. You see that all the Amazon stores that are popping up, the Amazon grocery stores. So eventually Amazon's gonna become a super big player inside the e-commerce space, but also as a retailer as well. Now, when you build your e-commerce brand, you're basically gonna have to learn the skills that a real e-commerce brand does on the day-to-day. For example, Amazon, how do they market to the customers? In the beginning, Amazon, nobody has heard of Amazon. How did Amazon get their first customers? Did they run ads? Did they word of mouth? Actually, I don't know this question. So it's up to you to drive traffic and awareness to your brand, first of all. And then once you drive traffic to it, you have to test the idea, test different products, see what works, and then take those products and create a brand around it. Now, obviously, the term create a brand around it is often thrown around as like you just set up a product page and just color scheme everything. It's not. It's just that. You need to, first of all, brand the product in the manufacturing state from supply chain, brand the product with your logo, with your color scheme, if you want to go that far, and put your own brand behind the product. If something doesn't work, it's because of your brand's fault. Your brand made a bad product. Now, back on track. When you own or start up your own e-commerce brand, you're gonna learn different skills. Like, you're gonna need to learn email marketing. A lot of big e-commerce brands do email marketing. Maybe not Amazon specifically, but you know, the ones that are not the biggest marketplaces out there, like, you know, Sephora, a lot of makeup brands like Curology, and just there's a ton of makeup brands. It doesn't have to be makeup, but it's just the niche that I know. There's a lot of email marketing and SMS marketing, and because email marketing is still the way to capture a customer's information and not have a single platform take it away from you. Because if Shopify were to disappear tomorrow, you will always have access to the customer's information via email. And after email, there's also SMS, which is a newer form of remarketing, which is capturing the customer's phone number and then remarketing to them, usually when they abandon checkout. And then you also need to learn the skills of customer support. That is probably not everyone's favorite to hear, but when you're running a real life business, there's always going to be unhappy customers. So you need to learn how to treat customers right, fairly, and be honest with them. This is why e-commerce may not be everybody. You might not be at the 7, 8, and 9 figure scale if you don't master all of these skills. E-commerce is very tough, especially if we're talking about Shopify. So what is your opinion on e-commerce? Are you in e-commerce? How does e-commerce compare to the industry you're in? Like, are you in real estate? Are you in ATMs? What kind of businesses are you in? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.